Hi ladies, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm doing a get ready with me, but this is not a tutorial. I really wouldn't call it that because I'm not an expert with makeup. I just do what I want to do and what I think makes me look better than I do right now. We're going to take me from a 20 out of 10 to like a 25 out of 10, okay? This is really more of an everyday makeup routine for me, so I'm going to be showing you literally what I do. First of all, I have used my SPF lotion. This is an everyday lotion. I picked this up from Selfridges, like the little pick and mix section, and this is Super Goop Play. This is SPF 50 PA++++. It stops those harmful rays from the sun, the actual real aging rays, from coming in and just messing up what you've got going on. Okay, so this is important. Now that's already been put on, but I think I will actually put a bit more around my mouth because I get very dry. Everywhere else is oily and around my mouth is so dry. So now I'm brushing my brows and I'm prepping them for brow pomade. So I am using Anastasia in the shade Ebony. Now I used to be a Kat Von D stan and that was what I used all the time, but unfortunately she has gone and discontinued the shade I used to use, which was Walnut. I'm also using the Kat Von D 70 brow brush. Yes, the tail has gone and it looks a bit crusty, but this is what I'm using. So let's get my brows on. Now I am an avid I am an avid believer. Come a bit closer. I'm an avid believer that eyebrows really frame the face and they can make or break your makeup look. So doing your eyebrows and making them look fairly delicate, I'd say, so thin, I think thinner is better, not kind of Pamela Anderson thin, like you don't want it to resemble a man's brow, and I think that that is what I'm getting at here. So with my brows, I literally bring them in here, you'll see, kind of around here, to the bridge of my nose, because what you're doing is you are framing your face and you are making, and then I kind of just blend it out there, but you are making this stand out more. Now you see, the further back your eyebrow is, the bigger this whole area looks, but the more you bring them both in, the narrower it looks and the more symmetrical it can look. And I'm trying to get more symmetry because I do have a deviation. So I'm just putting my brow a little bit lower, girl, and we're really trying to get it here, you see. Now I do a fade thing and I'm just trying to make it not look so faded because I hate when the brow is really harsh at the center. But that's essentially one brow done and I am happy with her, so I'm going to go on to the other brow. This is my eyebrows. Now we're going to move on to foundation. I'm using Nars Natural Radiant Foundation and this is in the shade Aruba. So I'm going to get this on my face. Now, if you want to enhance your feminine features, you really do need a good foundation because foundation is your base and you need a good base to actually make your skin look more even. When you're doing your foundation, it's very important that you try to find a shade that actually works for you. Foundation is so important because it literally can make or break your makeup, in the sense that if you don't have the right shade or you're not doing what actually works for you foundation wise, it can enhance your pores, or it can just make you look washed out, or it can make you look kind of grey, or so you have to make sure that you kind of try to get the right shade. This is a battle for me that I'm still dealing with. I'm going to also base my lids with my foundation, and this is going to be the base for my shadow to stick to. Most days I don't use concealer anymore, and I literally use foundation, and I just used a couple of more layers to brighten up my under eye area. And now I'm going to set that, and I'm using Laura Mercier, and this is in translucent honey, and it's just a regular setting powder, and this is what I'm using. And I'm going to use a blending brush for this. So this is just a Morphe brush in M504, my blending brush, and I'm going to set this now with that, and literally not a lot. I just put a tiny bit of product on there because I don't want it to really crease up a lot. So I try to minimize using like really heavy makeup. But now we're going to be going on to my eyeshadow. Lots of you have asked me to do a tutorial for my pink shadow that I do. It's such an old, I'm embarrassed to even show this, Revolution palette, and I literally use this pink, and this is Revolution Blush Sugar and Spice. That's the name of the palette, and that is the pink that I use. I just wonder if I really want to do that today, because I want to show you my current, like what I really do on an everyday basis. And I really use this Morphe palette, which I broke because I sat on it, but this is in Totally Tan. The shades look like this, and this one is what I actually use for my lids. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stick to my real everyday routine. The pink I do here and there, but this is my real routine, more of an everyday look. I'm using another blending brush, and I've just got some product on there. So I'm using the blush here, and I'm just going to add that with my blush brush. The thing with eyeshadow is that it enhances your feminine features, because it enhances your pretty eyes and makes you look pretty. And remember, we are trying to improve our look, so you want to do something that makes you stand out a bit more and makes you look a bit more dramatic. And of course, naturally, eyeshadow color on your face is going to do that. And what you're doing is you're drawing attention to the features that you want to bring out more and that you want to enhance. And I think the eyes is very important, because the eyes are very feminine, and you can make them look even more feminine with makeup, and especially eyeshadow and lashes. With this, I like to bring this in to the corner here. So we want this to kind of stand out more, right? The bridge of the nose. So now I'm going to go over and do the other eye, and this color is a very pretty color. I feel like this would look lovely on everybody. Now we're going to blend this out, and blending is something that is very important to enhance your feminine features and to do your makeup, because what you're doing is you're making sure that you don't have loads of harsh lines and that you aren't making yourself look ridiculous. You know, you want things to be blended, otherwise your makeup can take a very, very, very dark turn. Since I've been wearing makeup and enhancing myself with makeup, so not just saying, oh, I like this lipstick, I'm going to put it on, I like that eyeshadow, I'm going to wear it. No, what actually suits me, what actually looks nice on me, what actually enhances my features, what makes me look pretty, what makes me look pretty, shall I say, what makes me look better. That is what I'm looking at now. And also I go by, what kind of attention do I get how do I feel about what I'm wearing? Do I feel good as well? Obviously, that's like very important. And because then that will make you feel more confident. Then what kind of reception am I getting from people? Am I getting good reception from my makeup and the way that I look from the people who I want it from? I.e., if I want approaches. If you're a single woman and you want approaches, then you're going to have to look like the kind of woman who the men you want approaches from would want to date. So you have to bear that in mind. And I do bear that in mind, but also I do what I want. So I kind of have that blend of things. But speaking of blending, I think I need to put a little bit more here in my crease. Yeah, I think that's okay. Now, one thing that I don't like to do with my makeup is try to strive for perfection. Now we're going on to blusher, which is another seriously important component to makeup and enhancing your feminine features. Now, this palette is fantastic because it does everything. Now, for blusher, I'm using 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? These two and these two. This is what I'm using for my blusher. So this palette literally does eyes and cheeks. It's really fantastic, and highlight. So I'm just putting my blush brush in, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're adding blusher. Now this is a step where I'm actually going to be quiet because I can put on way too much sometimes, but essentially I like to make sure I do the sides and also the balls of my cheeks because it makes them look bigger. This is enhancing your feminine features because you're making yourself look more youthful, because you have fuller cheeks, and so obviously that's going to make you look a bit more youthful. And you're putting more color back into your face because you've kind of made your face very plain with your foundation. We are going to be blending this out, so don't you worry if I look a bit scary. It's all going to come together. And I'm going to be going out, so after I do this video, I might film another one, but I'm going to be going to the Apple store, and so I am going to be going out, and also I want to film a couple of TikToks or something. I have foundation in my hair. So I am going to be filming like a couple of TikToks as well. So I do want to make sure obviously that my makeup looks nice and it's how I usually do it. Right, now we are going to be using that blending brush again. What I've done is I've gone into this, I've added some of that, and then I've also added this white shade. This is Morphe Vintage Rose palette, and I'm adding that white. This is what I'm using to blend the top here of my cheeks, just to make my blusher blend properly into my foundation so I don't have harsh lines, because that's not cute, you know. I'm happy with that, but I will be adding more blusher. In fact, I think I might as well just do it now. I'm a blusher lover and I just can't get enough. It's kind of one of those things with me, you know, like some people, they might really love, I don't know, lip gloss and they just pile loads on, or you love foundation and you just layering it on. I'm like this with blusher, and sometimes I can overdo it. And I have the camera watching, so I'm going to try not to do that today. I've gone back into those shades to blend out, and we're really going to blend out now. So we're going to blend here and of course down here because I've put my blusher way too low. I think I'm going to have to rectify this. I've really gone overboard. So I'm just adding some more foundation to kind of not make my blusher go all the way to my mouth. Oh, honestly. I get so carried away with blusher. I really, really do. I just love adding it, and I just get really excited. And now I've gone back into those shades and we're going to blend that out. I'm happy with my blusher. And now we're going to go on to highlight. So we're back into this palette. And you may have noticed I didn't put foundation on my nose. The reason for that is because I have large pores, especially on my nose, and it just enhances them and makes them look really bad. So I don't put foundation on my nose anymore, but I do put highlights. For highlight, I'm going in again with this Morphe palette, and we're using both of these tones. Now this one really is like a rose gold, and this is more like a yellow gold. So we're going 1, 2. They're very pigmented, so you don't need a lot. And I'm just going to add that here and bring it down, and also on the ball of my cheeks. Again, this is to enhance the size of my cheek and make it look bigger. And now I'm using the same two colors down the bridge of my nose, just down the bridge, and I'm not doing the tip of my nose. Oh, guys, Kaka, be good, come on. Only the bridge. Now we are going to add more translucent powder. So I'm using again the same blending brush and my Laura Mercier, and I'm going to add this to the tip of my nose, well, the whole of my nose really. And this acts for me as actual foundation because this is kind of coloured. So now I'm adding translucent powder to all of the areas that get very, very oily. This is so important for me because I am an oily girl, and my makeup will literally be non-existent if I do not add this, because I will literally, all of the oil will take my makeup off that my skin just naturally produces. So I make sure in all of my oily areas that I add translucent powder. I'm actually going to put it up there as well. I do that. And on the sides, because you know your hair can kind of remove it as well, so you want to keep that on. So yes, that is my base totally done. Now we're going to go on to eyes. I always do my eyes and then my lips last, always, and I'm using the Fast Stroke Felt Liner. This is by Collection, just some random cheap liner, and I'm going to add a very, very, very small wing. I do like to do a wing, but I don't do it every day, but right now I have been, so I'm going to incorporate this because it's kind of become, right now for me, a staple. I feel like it accentuates your feminine features because it makes them look bigger, because the black, the liner at the top, as you can see, it just makes your eyes look bigger. Then when you add the wing, it makes your eyes look a bit more glamorous, I'd say, than if you just put your lash strip on and that's it. So definitely for me, right now I'm enjoying playing about and wearing liner, especially with a little flick at the end. I literally do a small flick, and then I just drag it in to make it line up, and that's how I do it. So it's very, very quick. I'm going to do the other side and come back. Now for lashes, I'm using these kind of 3/4 length lashes. I buy these on Amazon. Well, I bought these on Amazon. This is the first time I've ever bought these, and I'm quite happy with them. I feel like they have a very natural look. It's more like a natural kind of enhanced look, I'd say, because I'm not really into using really crazy lashes. I think that that doesn't enhance your eyes. I think if anything, it just diminishes them in the sense, because your beauty from your eyes is taken away and it's just about this heavy thing that you put on top, and it needs to be a lot more subtle. So these are the lashes that I'm using. Because I've done this so thick, I don't know if you're even going to be able to see these properly, so let's see. For lash glue, I use a Superdrug brand. It's literally called Lash Glue, and that's what I use. I've been using it for years. It's this, and this is what I use. I'm very happy with it and it does the job. I'm going to wait for this to dry, well, to get tacky, and then I'm going to put this on. While we're waiting for this to dry, I'd love to hear from you ladies. If you comment in the comment section any of your go-to, like what is your go-to signature look? Is it like me? I would say that my go-to signature look is this. It's more of like this warm eye with subtle lashes, kind of heavy, I would say, kind of prominent, let's say, blusher, and an overlined lip. That is really me. I've definitely noticed such a huge change in the attention I'm able to command, who is giving me attention, and it's the positive, it's the right attention that I personally want. That's what I'm getting, and I'm so happy with my makeup. I'm happy with the way I've evolved it. If you go back to my previous videos, go back to the beginning of my channel, look at my makeup and my whole look, even my voice, listen to everything. Then listen to me like 3 years ago, and then listen to her today. Okay, there's a big difference, and it's evolution, and I'm very, very happy with it, especially with my makeup. I feel like now it's fully enhancing, or more so, like I'm not a professional makeup artist. I'm not like amazing yet at doing my makeup, but I'm working towards getting better. I feel like I'm doing a better job at enhancing my feminine features and making myself really look more attractive with makeup. I think we're there now with my lash, so let's get this on. And so now I'm putting my lashes down because I don't want them to get caught when I'm putting my lash on. And now we're just going to put this on. Let me come a bit closer. Now, if you're somebody who's just getting started with lashes, then these kind of lashes would be like quite easy for you to put on. I guess it would be something good for you to start with because they are shorter, so they're easier to get on, they're easier to line up, and for you to have more precision when you're first getting started with wearing false lashes. But these lashes for me are so pretty because they look very, very natural, and that for me is what I'm going for with my lashes. Ladies, also don't worry, I will link these in the description box. I will find them. This is me reminding myself to link these lashes in the description box. I will go on Amazon and just check my order history and I'll find them for you. I'm waiting for this lash to now dry, and then we're going to put this on and move on to lips. Almost. Now I'm going back into this palette and I'm going back into the colour that we've just put on. This is a very small Morphe brush, and I'm literally just bringing this down here. As you can see, it just makes the eye area look a lot more bold, and it enhances it. So this is what I do on the inner corners, just to make the bridge of my nose stand out more and to create more symmetry. It is a study. This is a known study and fact that people with more symmetry just look a lot more attractive. People will just glance at somebody who has more symmetry and somebody who has less, and deem the person with more symmetry to be more attractive, even just briefly looking at them, just due to symmetry. I hope I'm explaining that properly. I find that kind of difficult, but that is why going for symmetry, trying to look symmetrical, is very important, and also enhancing your feminine features is important simultaneously. This is a big step. So you're bringing out the bridge of your nose, trying to create more symmetry. Well, for me, because I'm not very symmetrical in this area. Well, actually, everywhere. Okay, so next we are going on to mascara. I'm using Better Than Sex. This is the waterproof one. Again, this is the mini one. I just bought this in Selfridges at the pick and mix section, and we're going to put this on my lashes because it makes your lashes look more enhanced, and that in turn makes your eyes stand out even more. You can kind of see the difference between mascaraed lash to non-mascaraed. We are going to do bottom lashes as well. I'm just going in with that small brush again, and again with this, and we're going to do bottom lashes, but it just makes you feel like you really have, you know, you've put effort in and you have enhanced yourself, and it just gives you a bit more confidence. It gives you more of a boost, and that confidence will make you even look better when you go out. Now we're going to add the same mascara to my bottom lashes. I can get carried away again with mascara, so I'm going to try not to do too much. So that's eyes done. Sometimes at this stage, I'll be honest, I do add more blusher because I need help. I need help with my blusher addiction. Now we're going to make sure we have put a little bit more translucent powder on around our lips, because we want to make sure that our lip liner is set. Now I'm using a dark brown lip liner. This is by NYX, and this is in the shade, what is this? Cold Brew. So this is what I'm using, and we're going to overline the lips. On my bottom lip, I do not overline. Don't need to, baby. But my top lip, I do, because there's a difference in size. Now you see the ridge that I have here? I go on that ridge, so that's what I'm going to be doing. So that's my lips done. Now I'm using this again, it's just another Morphe brush, and this has a flat head, and I'm using this now to blend out this harsh line because it just looks way too harsh. And to really enhance your feminine features means not having harsh lines and really harsh elements to your makeup. You want everything to be soft, blended, flow, look pretty and smooth, and that is the aim of the game. So we're going to blend this out. You can obviously do this with your finger, you don't need to have this brush or even use a brush, but I've tried to stop now using my fingers so much with my makeup because I just prefer to use brushes now. Now we're going to add some more translucent powder. This is to make sure that your lipstick and your lip liner doesn't run. So even if you have gloss on, it's not going to run and move, and you're just going to go over that very lightly to keep that in place throughout the day. Now I'm using Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk, and this is a very pretty kind of pinky nude. A very pretty pinky nude, and this is what we're going to be putting on. Lots of you ask what I'm doing with my lips, what combination I'm using. It's this most of the time. It's a pretty pinky shade, and I think again this would go with everybody. So now I'm doing, now this is just a cheap what is this, Revlon. This is a cheap gloss by Revlon, and it's called Super Lustrous the Gloss, and it's in shade Sky Pink 207. Now I'm going to go over this. You see this pretty color? It's just so pretty, but it's almost like a frosted pink shade to me. Now I'm taking off the excess. We don't want to put on too much. If anything, we want to build up and put more on, but we don't want to have on way too much product that we don't need. So now we're going to add that gloss, but importantly for me is to really add it to the ridge of my lips very carefully. This is my rule every day, but some days I use Nars. This is a lip crayon in Cruella. So it's this deep red, and I just add it here, 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 and here. I'll actually just do it. And this just makes my lips stand out. This just makes my lips stand out a bit more and puts more color into them than it just being more like nudie pink. It just gives it a bit more color without it being like a full colored lip, if like a full deeply colored lip or something, you know. So this is essentially my makeup, and for me to show you the finished look I thought this was my finished result. It's actually not. Stick around and we're going to do some finishing touches. This is my finished look. This is the finished result with the kind of hair that I would actually be wearing. So this is more of a true end result for me, I'd say. So I wanted to come back and just show you this. Now, of course, makeup will look differently depending on what your hair looks like, how you've styled your hair, how it frames your face, like the color of your hair. Everything makes a big difference. I could, if I wanted to, add some more blusher, but I'm happy with this. You will notice when you, let's say you actually do this makeup routine, you will feel better about yourself, you'll feel more confident, and you'll just feel more like your confidence will go through the roof a bit more, because you'll feel like, okay, I put effort into my look, I'm happy with my makeup, it accentuates my features, it enhances my feminine features, it makes me look more attractive, more symmetrical, which makes me just all round look better, and you will just all round feel so much more confident when you're going out. And especially if you are a single woman and you want to meet men, you want those approaches, and if you want them, you have to look like you want them. So you have to look like you want to be approached by a man, which means trying to look attractive to them. I've literally just sat down to do another video and I realized I forgot a crucial step, which was to put like a light like a white shadow underneath my brows. Let's do that now. I can't believe I forgot. And we're just going to put this underneath. I think it's because I'm recording and I'm like speaking and I'm not using my brain cells. But there is a difference that this makes. It kind of just puts everything together again. It opens up your face, gives you that open facial expression, and helps you to look more approachable. I also forgot another step. Oh my gosh. I can't believe I forgot this as well. But basically on my moles, I like to go over them with felt liner. So I have a mole here and I just go over it. I have a mole here, which I go off. Okay. This is going to be a big mole today. I have a big mole there now that I go over. I might rectify that. I have a mole here as well. I like to go over that, and also on my chin. And that is now actually my makeup completed. So